everyone, I am Sarah, and this week on this Tuesday I won't be doing tarot, but I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite witchy movies. So number 5 is Beautiful Creatures. I really enjoyed this movie. I loved the sets, the costumes, the characters, the story, everything. I am so bummed that this movie tanked at the box office, because I would have really loved to have seen the second movie and the third. So this is on my TBR to be read because it's based on a book, and I'm sure the book is even better. But I just love the cinematography in this movie, and just, it's great. I enjoyed this movie. So this is my number 5 favorite witch movie. Now this one is a classic. My number 4 favorite witch movie is I Married a Witch with Veronica Lake, and this is from 1942. This is actually what Bewitched, the TV show, is based on, was this movie. I don't care that it's black and white. I just really enjoyed the story. It's really fun, and Veronica Lake is awesome. So that's number 4. Number 3 is The Craft. We can't have a favorite witch movie with that list without The Craft. I really love the costumes, and the characters are, you know, typical mean girls, the outcasts, the rebels. So this movie is just so iconic for the 90s. Love everything about it. Number 2 is Bell, Book, and Candle. I think this one was from the 60s. Let me see if it says. I'm not sure when this is from, but I just love everything about this world. And Jillian is an amazing witch. And in this movie, witches can't fall in love, which is interesting. An interesting little twist on witches. So Jillian runs a shop with a lot of witch items and artifacts from around the world, and it's a cute little story. So this movie is number 2. And number 1 is on the complete opposite spectrum of the Bell, Book, and Candle. This witch can fall in love and does fall in love. This is The Love Witch. The set design, the costumes, the cinematography, the acting, everything is flawless in this movie. Anna Biller created the sets, the costumes, like everything. She is so talented, and I love everything about this movie. It's gorgeous. It is a horror, but it's not scary, and it's not too graphic. The horror scene is, you know, more towards the end, but this is just such a good movie. Now I'm gonna do honorable mentions. So this movie is more magical realism or witch adjacent, Woman on Top. This movie came out in 2000, and it's just so good. Isabella is a kitchen witch, you could argue, and she makes these amazing dishes that make men fall in love with her. She practices some glamour magic. She wears a lot of red, and she's just fiery and passionate. She loves to cook with peppers, and she prays to Yamaya, and she does call a witch in the movie for a love spell. And this is just, it's such a great story. I love it. It's about love and cooking, and it's everything that Sarah Michelle Gellar's movie from 1999, Simply Irresistible, should have been but wasn't. This movie is that. Woman on Top, highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Another one that's more witch adjacent is The Butcher's Wife. This is about a clairvoyant who can matchmake, and her visions help people come together, and her advice. And yet she has issues with finding love, but she knows she will. And this is just, you know, more witchy adjacent because she's a clairvoyant. That doesn't necessarily make you a witch. However, you know, back in the day, somebody with clairvoyant skills would have been considered a witch. Another one where it has a powerful witch in it, and this movie is just funny, is Death Becomes Her. I'm really looking forward to the remake, especially since Goldie Hawn's daughter will be playing Goldie Hawn's character all this time later. And that Lady Gaga is going to be playing the witch in the movie. Like, that's just so cool. So this movie is campy and funny, and who wouldn't want a potion to stay young forever? But this, after watching this, you may think twice about wanting to. It's just like the whole vampire thing. Who wants to live forever? It would get pretty boring, right? This movie was not on my top 5 favorite witch movies just because it's so campy. It's fun, and I really only watch it during Halloween. That's why it made my top 5 Halloween favorite movies, but not this one. It's fun. It's campy. It's a stereotypical what we think of witches. The other ones are more based in reality a little bit, even if there's magical realism. And this one is just fantasy of what children imagine witches to be. And then last but not least is Teen Witch from the 80s. This is just a fun 80s movie, and I like it better than Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the 90s. And also, I don't like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. But Sabrina from the 90s, this reminds me of like the earlier version of that. It's just a fun, cute movie, romantic comedy with a 16-year-old witch. What is your favorite witch movie? Were there any that I did not mention? I've tried watching some horror witch movies, but that like are like really horror. Like, I don't really consider this horror, even though it's probably listed as horror, and The Craft. But I don't think these movies are scary, and they're not very like gory. I don't like gory. If you have any witch movie suggestions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.